Alright guys, welcome to one Get Filled In tutorial. This is going to be about getting your farms done. In a sense, a lot of people have been asking on how I can get my farms done, what should I do, how to make it very efficient. What sense? Well, you've got yourself your personal island, and what you need to do is, as I do myself, equip myself with my ox or any sort of thing that can provide a lot of weight. I can bring the seeds if I want. I want to plant carrots right now, especially if you're lower tier. Reason being, once you reach yourself into 100, you can start working on other stuff and using focus on those seeds a lot less. When you reach 100, mark this, when you reach 100 in crop farmer, you only use 500 focus per single type of seed, regardless of what seed it is, regardless of how much specialization you've got over here. I've got 71 on crop carrot farmer, which is a specialization of carrots on this character. That means if it was 100, and this is, I don't necessarily know if it's 100% true, but I think when that is 100, with the other 100 crop farmer, you should water or use the focus, only 100 of focus. That's like literally a decrease of 10 times in focus usage, from the beginning of 1000 to 100. Right, now we go. Grab myself those things. Next thing you would want to do, and this is for efficiency purpose of not wasting fame. Grab yourself fame books. I have loads, but grab yourself fame books of the generalist line. Why? Because farming doesn't give you any sort of fame towards any type of laborer book aside from generalist trophies. So it's a free fame that goes directly into the main line of your destiny board called the adventurer line. Right, once you reach here, you got your books. Make sure you prioritize which books you want to have the fame in. And let's head and do the farms. This is probably going to be a bit lazy. Right, as per farms, what you would want to do every time, aside from the first time you plant. On the first time you plant, you can plant and then water it right afterwards. The first time you plant in general, like ever. So your farm is completely naked, you plant it for the first time, you can water it right after. But normally, you would do this. You would grab and literally farm every single one of them, one by one, filling those journals. Once you've managed to finish all of the gathering of them, so farming all of them, I do this per island. I take all of them, the 3 over here, I literally clear them, then I plant them, and I will wait to only water when I finish up every type of farming I've got. So for instance, I've just done this here, and I'm gonna go to an alt farm, or alt island that I possess, and I'm gonna do the same thing without watering them. Reason is, once you get these fame going, it will level up your crop farmer, it will level up your crop farmer, and it will also level up your specialization, meaning you will have a reduced focus cost by the end. As an explanation on how that happens, right now, if I press myself here, planted, you can see that the focus is 187 for me right now. So, oh, I'm gonna water it now. No, you should wait. You should wait because it was 187 now, and now that you just seen this, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plant every single thing back, and then we go to the other island. This is gonna take a little while. So this would be an ideal scenario for you to plant. Suggestion as well, planting carrots at the beginning of the, as you begin until you reach 100 crop, is for the sole reason that the seeds don't cost that much. It costs only 1,000 per seed, and once you water them, they have a 200% seed yield, meaning that if you literally water half the amount of carrots you've planted, you've got enough seeds for the other half. And that would be, at the beginning, if you have one farm plot, you can literally water 4 to 5 of them every day, and that is 5,000. 4,000 to 5,000 focus that you're going to utilize with complete no skill on this, no leveling on anything. And it makes it easy because you regenerate with premium 10,000 focus a day. Another suggestion for when you reach higher tiers of farming is if you want to do, as I do myself as well, and water corn or wheat or pumpkin being the tier 8, they yield you back seeds. They yield you back seeds without necessarily having to water them. They have which is said on seed yield, they have a 90% seed yield back, pumpkin and corn, with an extra little 1 or 2% or something like that. So the higher the tier you go, this works for farming, the higher the tier you go, the more return on seeds you obtain without having to water. It is the opposite for animals. The higher the tier you go on animals, the lower the chance they have to produce an extra tiny animal. So there is that, especially for the exotic ones. Right, so I've just finished island number 1. Now I'm going to island number 2, also known as my main island, for the alt character. I'll reach the back. Same thing. I possess 3 farm plots over here. As you can see, I'm leveling up. Right now, I already got 100 crop farmer, but I am leveling up this carrot farmer. It might not reach the next level, but at lower levels of that, it is actually very useful to pick everything up. Right now, I know I'm not going to decrease the usage of focus per carrot because I'm not going to reach 6,000 fame on just this. But in 2 to 3 days from now doing this, I will probably do so, get myself an extra level, which will eventually reduce my focus cost by 2 to 3 to 4, depending on multiple reasons on the mathematics behind it, which I don't know. As you can see, I have 24,000 crafting focus. This is 10,000 a day. The yield in regular personal islands of like how much you obtain back from planting one single spot goes from a minimum of 6, a max of 12. So on an average, you would say you would get an average of 10 in general when you're planting, because getting 6 back as a return of the crop itself is really low chance. Getting the max is really low chance, but you'll have an average of 10 around that. So in this run, I've already made 438 and I'm halfway through. That is on a total of 5 farm plots. Each farm plot possesses 9 patches, so do the math. At the end of my entire run on all of my islands, I will have myself done, I would have done 10 farm plots. And 10 farm plots is not bad. 10 farm plots, that's 90 patches of carrots or any other thing. And that can yield around 900 to more or less 900 carrots. And if you multiply 900 carrots for 210, 220 silver each, that is roughly 150,000 silver. That's an average what I do, 150,000 silver a day. Could be more, could be less. It depends on the quantity of carrots you produce. Another quick question for all of you. If by chance any of you would like to have some seeds as you're just starting, feel free to hit me up. I tend to keep my seeds way high because I don't utilize my focus for much. And so I've been helping lots of newer players by giving them seeds to start their island, even helping them build their island. I've got another tutorial that explains on where I believe it's still going to be the best location to build your personal island. Even with the Merlin patch coming out, my strong saying is Caerleon is going to remain the best. Reason being, it's the same distance-ish to every single surrounding royal city possible, and so you avoid having to go on a freaking round trip around the globe if you're by chance somewhere away. And there's not really much that you do on your personal island aside from storage, you know? So there's that. If you're gonna consider the storage being the positive thing from the island, and not only the laborers. Laborers is a different question and a different scenario, which is why I prefer having the laborers all located in the same location. In Caerleon. Another quick and interesting fact, the worms that you obtain, my suggestion is keep them safe and wait for you to have a total of 25 minimum, and then you can go into any tier 5 and above cook, and they can produce the fishing bait. The fishing bait is really useful for fishing in general, as it makes it quicker. And why would you want to do that in any sort of thing is because they don't cost anything to be made into the fishing bait. And they're much more expensive to be sold as fishing bait. So bear with me on that sense. There's another tutorial that should come out just about fishing. As you can see, I'm just literally, I've had 22,000 as we spoke, and I am one carrot patch away from obtaining, or any farm patch away from obtaining that, but it has to be carrot, to grow to the 72 level. I wish I have been able to, because then it would decrease the focus cost and I would be able to show it, which I probably will post by the end of the video, or maybe chuck it in the middle, a little bit of a picture with it at level 72. Okay, but that is basically it. I am literally taking here focus by focus. I started with 24,000 focus and it's really low now. Not really low, but it hasn't decreased at all. It's like I can water 10 patches for 1,870 focus. That's not bad. Going back to the main island. Now that I've finished, literally I've finished planting, I've finished farming, I've finished the entire run, all I need now is to focus all of the rest, which I will do eventually today. You don't need to worry about focusing at the same time as you've watered. All you need to do is plant, and the timer will continue going until tomorrow for 22 hours. So you can focus it at any point today or tomorrow. It won't make a difference at the end results. So, that being said, this has been the Phyl'ed tutorial for today. I'm just replacing all of these books over here and putting back the carrots and farms and everything else. And yeah, that's basically it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back soon and later, I don't know, for the other tutorials. Thank you.